Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this word of sincerity and truth on the four corners of the earth. All right, I'm going to start in Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. All right, now that place that's spiritually called Sodom and Egypt is America. All right, you know why it's called Sodom. All right, the story of Sodom and Gomorrah and why it was destroyed. All right, is really common knowledge, even for those who don't really read the Bible. All right, the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, because of the homosexual lifestyle or alternative lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. All right, the Lord eventually destroyed that place because of it. All right, because although homosexuality is praised and pushed in the media as a good thing, it's against the scriptures. All right, and that lifestyle was being lived in Sodom and Gomorrah just like it's being lived today. All right. And especially being pushed, it says, in Egypt, all right? And one of the main reasons that, America is spiritually Egypt is because the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom are here being oppressed together, all right? Of course, because the Israelites are in captivity as well, just like in ancient Egypt, all right? We're under servitude, all right? Being oppressed, all right? But we're being oppressed together, all right? Negro, Latino, Native, Seminole, Indian, all right, the whole nation of Israel, although Israel has been scattered abroad, there isn't a place or a corner on this earth where Israelite doesn't dwell, but this is the main jailhouse, if you will, or the prison for the Israelites, all right, which is America, all right, and it says where also our Lord was crucified, all right. Now we know the Lord wasn't crucified on this land, all right, but the imagery of the Lord, all right, that's why you got that Caesar Borgia picture, all right, which is Jesus Christ, all right. That's crucifying the Lord, all right. They because crucified doesn't mean they're exiled, so they X'd out the Lord's image, they X'd out, the laws, they X'd out, everything that has to do with the righteousness of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has been crucified or crossed out, X'd out in this place, all right. But the main point that I want to grab out of this is, spiritually, Egypt, all right, because this is just Egypt all over again. This is just the Israelites being under servitude, all right, getting, mistreated and oppressed, as a nation, all right, and the same thing that happened to Egypt in the ancient world, all right, is what's going to happen to America, modern, America. All right, the Most High is not going to save the whole nation as he did in ancient Egypt. All right, there's the elect, the rest of the multitude that makes up the elect. And, you had the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, which are going to continue to be spiritually dead and continue to, immerse themselves in the ways of America. So they don't really have a chance to make it. All right. But I'm going to hop to Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. And this is, the Israelites are in the current state of America. The Israel and Judah are in the northern and the southern kingdom, all right, were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast, all right. They refused to let them go because, as much as you'll hear Esau, he may say, go back to Africa, that's their shit. Or if you don't like America, get out of America. Man, if all the Israelites left America, America would crumble immediately, all right, financially, because we are the consumers in America, all right, if you want to say culturally, because everything that America has to offer that makes them seem great is the Israelites. Look at all the money that they make off sports and entertainment. Who's the dominant sports players in entertainment, whether it be actors or whatever, it's Jay. All right. once again, the workforce would crumble. Only Jake is working 10, 12 hours a day, are willing to do that to make them crimes. So the workforce would crumble. All right. And this is talking about the northern and the southern kingdom. All right. The only reason that America is looked at as this great country is really because of the Israelites. All right. Even when you look at America's quote unquote rise to power, the only reason that America rose so fast is because of the free labor of the Israelites. All right, anything that you would think about this country that's great is because of the Israelites. All right, you Negro, Latino, Native, Seminole, Indian, whether it be all the inventions, all that shit, all the hard labor that went into making this place, it was Jake. All right, so that's why they really hold us fast and refuse to let us go. They know if Jake goes somewhere, America's gonna crumble, man. All right, but the point is, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. All right, this is what makes this ancient Egypt, or spiritually Egypt, pardon me, because you got all the tribes in here being oppressed together. Ain't no difference between no Negro and no Latino or no Native American. We all going through the same thing. Although we may do different things, we are of the same nation. All right. And it's not really hard to, understand. I mean, you got Edomites that's on a different part of the world. They wicked, but they conduct themselves different. Like a Russian is different from a American Edomite, but they still the same nation. So the children of Israel, children of Judah, are being oppressed together here in America. All right, from 1 through 12. All right, all up and down the charts. We all being all up and down the chart. All right, the 12 tribe chart. We all being oppressed here, which makes this spiritual Egypt. All right, it's the same thing over and over. Like the scriptures say, it's nothing new under the sun. All these wicked ass kingdoms are just a reincarnation of another wicked ass kingdom that came before it. All right. It says, it's Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. All right, so just driving home that point, the prey departeth not, because the Israelites are the prey in America. All right, even when you look at the police department, like that's hunting. You know how you hunt prey, like you shoot a deer or whatever, you be hunting or whatever. The police hunt Jake. Whether it be Negro or Latino, it's just, Judah, gets the most, I guess you would say, media coverage as it pertains to police brutality and all like that. But, all the tribes go through that shit. The Latinos be getting their ass kicked by the police too, man. So-called Latinos. All right. And the prey depart if not, because we don't have nowhere to go. Jake ain't got no money. Jake ain't got no money to move, to the next, city. You know what I mean? Ain't got no money to move, 20 blocks up the street. So where we gonna go? All right. The prey depart if not. We gotta stay here and deal with this until, Yahweh Shem Yahushua save us. Lord willing, be the elect. Hopeful elect. And the rest of the multitude that make up the 1/3. The prey depart if not. Because you would think if we knew, not if we knew, us knowing that America has, this imminent, destruction coming, that, we would get up out of here and leave, but where we go? I wish that would be a lack of faith as well, but where we go anyway? All right, scriptures say the curse is going to pursue thee till they overtake thee. So it don't matter if you move wherever on the planet, you're an Israelite under the curses. All right, so the prey depart if not. All right, speaking on America. All right, we stuck here until, Yahweh Shem Yahushua say so. All right, to the Lord come and save us. All right. This is Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity in the time that their iniquity had an end. All right, and this is talking about Esau, man. All right, his perpetual hatred. All right, and that if you seen, I don't even know if it's still online, but if you seen the George Floyd murder, which I'm pretty sure you seen, look into that man's eyes. That's that perpetual hatred. I can't. Darren Chauvin. That's that perpetual hatred. You see the hate in his eyes, man. All right, perpetual, is synonymous with like ongoing or everlasting. All right. You see that? They've been doing that, man. Whether you want to go back to hardcore slavery, even when we got out of that hardcore slavery, all right, if you look at the numbers, all right, the killings went up from hardcore slavery, which was, a lot of murder in there. But when we got quote unquote free out of the hardcore slavery, it was more lynchings. It was more of that shit because they have a perpetual hatred for us. All right, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. All right, because even when the Most High, even though we were still here, all right, the Most High let us out of that hardcore bondage. They were still, like I said, the numbers went up. The lynchings, then you had the KKK come on, and then you had, I remember the NRA. This is one thing I learned about the NRA. One of the first rules of the NRA. When I'm doing a video, one of the first rules of the NRA was that Jake couldn't have a gun. All right, so that's that perpetual hatred, man. All right, it says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So since you had no problem shedding the blood of the children of Israel, Most High is going to shed your blood, man. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. All right. But when this is how you see Esau as a hypocrite. All right. When you start talking about, retribution and, the revenge of the Lord. All right. The righteous indignation of the Lord. All right. They get all tight about it because they don't think that they should be punished for all the wicked shit that they do. But they will be. All right. I'm going to hop to verse 10. All right, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. All right, these two nations. All right, it's talking about the nation of Israel, all right, northern and southern kingdom. All right, not to mention the fact that they in our land over there in Israel. All right, so since you said you was going to possess it, all right, it says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. All right, because it's not going to be a debate. All right, when the Most High take Esau down, all right, the Lord's name is going to reign supreme on the earth again. All right, because you got all these false ass gods and, this God and that God and, whatever have you, all right? But the name Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to reign supreme on the earth once again, all right? Because he's going to make himself known among them, speaking about the Israelites, all right, when I have judged thee. And we already know, all right? Well, that's talking about the whole nation, all right? It says, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate. They are given us to consume. And that's how you know they feel like that because, the life of an Israelite means nothing here. You got organizations like PETA. Like if you skin an animal, they get mad. But Jacob down the street, nobody care. You know what I'm saying? I remember back in the day, Michael Vick got, what he get, like a year and a half of fighting dogs. These police killed Jake. You don't get no time. So a dog is above the Israelite in this place. Because that's how they feel. They are giving us to consume. All right, like the scriptures say, their shepherds pity them not. All right, they think just because they getting away, well, not getting away with it because everything's being documented and they will be judged. But it hasn't been an immediate judgment for it. Because, like the scriptures say, a day to us, is a thousand years. No. It's like it. I'm saying it wrong. 1,000 years to us is one day to the Most High. All right, so it's been a long time as it pertains to the scope of our eye. You know what I'm saying? And they think that they've been getting away with it and nothing's gonna happen. All right. They have been given to us to consume. And that's what they've been doing. They've been consuming the Israelites. All right. It says, thus with your mouth you have boasted against me. All right. In many ways, says Esau boasted against the Most High. All right. Just the imagery of the scriptures, when they did the iconoclasm and made the Lord white, made the saints white, so-called white, but made them look like Edomites. That's a blasphemy. Put the pushing of the homosexuality, that's a blasphemy. All this women's power, rights, whatever, blasphemy. Because these are the things, this is not the way that the Most High set things up. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's a blaspheme, Going into space, building space stations and shit, trying to, fight the Lord or, trying to outlaw the scriptures. All right? That's why brothers, like this video, it might get taken down. That's why brothers deal with so much videos getting taken down, strikes on their page. All right? That's a blasphemy, not letting the word come out or trying not to let the word come out, It says, and ye have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus saith the Lord power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate, as thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate. So will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it. And they shall know that I am the Lord. All right, Mount Seir, Idumea, all right. These are the dwelling places of the Edomites, all right, which you know as so-called white people today. All right. So the Most High is speaking specifically to the Edomites, barring confusion of face, That you're an Edomite. If you're an Edomite, the Most High talking to you. So what the Most High is basically saying is everything that you done did, everything, I'm going to do it to you. All right? Because we the Israelites, man. You can't, touch somebody's children and nothing's going to happen. And I'm not trying to compare the Most High to a weak person, but the point I'm trying to make is a man that never balled up his fist in his whole life, or never been in any physical confrontation or anything. If he sees something happening to his child, he's going to turn into a different person. How much more the Most High? You can be a straight-ass coward your whole life. Let your children be in danger. Or let somebody harm your child. It's going to be a different type of fury and a different type of rage that you got when you attacking that enemy. And that's why this is going to be the greatest destruction ever, all right? It's going to surpass, like the scriptures say, this Exodus, all right, is going to surpass the one of old in ancient Egypt. Not that that was the only time the Most High, saved us out of captivity. Because if you read the book of, Judges, we got saved out of captivity a lot. But this one's going to be major, all right, because of all the wickedness that has been done to the Israelites at the hands of Esau. All right. But it's Zechariah 2:8. It says, for thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me into the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you touches the apple of his eye. That's the parent-child relationship. You touch the Israelites. Like I seen this video on a YouTube, and it said 10 myths about slavery, and it started going into, well, white people were slaves too. Edomites, they were slaves. So what, nigga? You're not an Israelite. So? Most I'm not dealing with you nations. So? And this is a common thing or a common saying amongst Israelites, like, You all remember, you know, when you was little, you'd be running with your little crew or whatever, and you would get in trouble. And I'm talking about like real little, like maybe like 7, 8. You be like, well, such and such was doing it too. What your parents always say, them not my children, I don't care. That's spiritual amongst Jake. Like, them ain't my kids, I don't care. I'm dealing with you. So, you know, just, I seen that video a couple of days ago. You know, y'all not the apple of the Most High. So, you know, if you're Edomite or Ishmaelite, you've been through slavery, whatever the fuck happened to you back in the day, don't nobody care but you, man. Most High don't care. Fuck is the matter with you? Like, Most High don't care about that, man. All right, because we are the apple of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh's eye. So anything that get done to us, he gonna retaliate. All right. It says, "For behold, I will shake my hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants, and ye shall know that the Lord of hosts have sent me." All right. But the point I'm trying to grab is, you know, we the apple of the Most High's eye. All right. So all the wickedness that has been done unto, you know, the nation of Israel, all right, it will be, you will pay that tab, man. You will pay it. You can't, what they say, dine and dash, some shit like that. Eat and run, dine and dash, something like that. You know, you can't pull that off in this situation, all right? Just like the scriptures say, they were given to us to consume. That's Esau's mind. So you sat at the table and you had a big meal, you know? All right? But just like, you know, if you go to a restaurant, the servant or the waiter, what they do, bring you the bill. And that's through the Spirit, that's what we doing, bringing you the bill. This is what you did, this is what you got to pay for. All right? And if you don't have a choice, but the Most High is going to, you know, punish you. All right? Because you ain't got the money to pay that tab. What you going to get the Most High in return for your wickedness against the Israelites? So you ain't got the money to pay the tab, so you about to go in servitude, all right? Staying on the analogy of the restaurant, you know. I don't know if they really do this, but like on the TV, somebody couldn't pay the tab. What did they have to do? Wash the dishes. They had to, you know, be under servitude, you know, to the people that were serving them, you know, and that's what's going to happen, all right? But I ain't going to hold you, you know. I just wanted to make that video. Hope we should edify. With that, I'm going to say shalom.